You're listening to Average Joe Sports Talk Podcast with your boy E-Man.
Yo, what up, everybody? This is your boy E-Man coming at ya, baby. Episode 58. Here you go, bro. Another week, another banger. And today we got a full plate, man. We got a lot of food on our plate. Tyreek Hill audio. The full recording audio came out this past week from a Kansas City radio station. I'm going to hit that, give you my thoughts, and what do I think it's expected, and his future, what's going to be his future based on this, and what is the NFL probably going to do to Tyreek Hill, because stuff doesn't look good for Tyreek Hill, you know what I'm saying? CP3 trade with Russell Westbrook. Your boy's going to give you his reaction, and what does it mean to both teams? And we're also going to do some headlines. We haven't done a Fuego Headlines in a very long time, like about a year. For you that have been listening for a while, know exactly what I'm talking about. We're going to do in Fuego Headlines. We got some banging headlines and Fuego Headlines that are on fire. So let's pop off episode 58 and let's discuss our boy Tyreek Hill, man. So this is what we know about Tyreek. Tyreek has been in trouble. We all know about his issues in the past with him choking out his girlfriend back in college, and he got bounced from Oklahoma State and all that good stuff. We know that part. We know that was investigated back then. That's why he dropped so low in the draft. Now, there is a new audio that came out in regards to him beating up his kid, beating his kid real bad, having like lacerations, breaking up his arm and all that stuff that came out, a couple of months ago. And a Kansas City radio station, KCSP, released a full unedited audio between the heated dispute between him and his fiance, Crystal Espinal. This is the girl that he dated in college, who, baby mama, who he supposedly choked and slammed. And that's why he went to jail and got prosecuted. So the NFL investigators met with Hill in Kansas City back in June 26 regarding the child abuse allegations of him really breaking his kid's arm and all that good stuff. This came back out a couple months ago. And so far he has been banned from the Kansas City Chiefs. Tyreek Hill has been banned from the Kansas City Chiefs practice facilities while, they await the ruling from the potential suspension that the NFL may give this cat. Remember, he was dismissed from the Oklahoma State University football team completely after he pleaded guilty to the domestic violence for choking out his wife, fiance back then, or girlfriend. So the full recording came out, and there's some stuff, man, that we really got to look at here. There's some issues with these two. I mean, they're definitely, I don't know if they're made for each other, but she secretly recorded Tyreek Hill, and it looks like they're in the airport going away. But I want to play this recording. It's 11-minute audio, and I want you to kind of take a look at it. And also, if you can, holler me a Twitter or comment on the description below on this episode and see what you actually think. Your thoughts on what this recording means and what kind of position this puts our boy Tyreek Hill, and how much guilt does this kind of give him based on what he says. And then I'm gonna give you my reaction on it. But hey, without further ado, let me play you that full 11-minute recording. Here you go.
Really, really want you to sit.
I'm telling you, I'm sitting and thinking.
No, you're not. You're not thinking about it. You're not thinking about it.
Tell me what happened.
He said, Daddy, because we were getting into it, and he said, Daddy, you're mean. So we walked up the stairs.
Right.
You
and then
said, come back down here.
Right.
And he didn't want to go down there, but
right.
I was like, go down there
right.
because it'll end up worse for you.
Right.
So he walked down there, and then you were getting on his ass about.
And then you said something, right?
No, you kept getting on, and then he started crying, and then you were like, shut up, stop crying,
right?
Stop crying,
right?
And then he kept crying because he was scared, he's terrified, and you grabbed onto him somehow, or he fell, one of the two.
I didn't do nothing. That's sad, bro. That is really sad.
Then why does say Daddy did it? Why?
That is sad.
Why does say Daddy did it?
I don't know. He says Daddy does a lot of things.
Like what? A 3-year-old's not going to lie about what happened to his arm.
Right. Like I said, but before y'all had moved here, none of this. I broke the arm, I beat women, none of that. Because I don't do none of that. That 2014 OD. That's a lot too. On me, that's a lot.
But you sitting here calling me a bitch and everything else.
That's what you is, bro. You ruined my life and you lied on me in 2014. I'm still not over that.
Lie about?
I didn't touch you in 2014. And I can put that on everything I love, bro. That's the real truth.
Okay, and then saying that you're going to get custody of that's not going to do.
That's the real truth. That's really.
We're business class.
Business class, you can go straight and then left.
Honestly, that's what really mad, bro, because you ruined my life and you lied on me in 2014, bro. And if you want to rewind that night, we can rewind that night too. You was in my house, and did I pick you up and slam you? Hell no, I picked you up and put you out my door, and after that you left. And on my son, you did that, bro. And then when you get in the courtroom, you want to sit up there and cry on the stand. He hit me, man, come on, bro.
Then where did the bruises come from, Tyreek?
Did I hit you?
Where did the bruises come from?
Did I hit you, though?
I'm asking you, where did the bruises come from?
Did I hit you, though? Did I hit you? Tell the truth. Tell me the truth in my eyes right now.
No, you're not thinking about what had happened.
Look at me.
We're not thinking about that. Right now, the issue is...
No, we're going to handle both of these issues right now while that's on my chest. Because the still hurt over that, bro.
And you don't think that this hurts me?
And when you walked outside and turned around, what you had said, are you sure you're done with me? And what I had said, you can go home. And we done. And
no, you didn't say that.
What?
Why did we get into the argument in the first place? What happened? Why did we get in the argument in the first place?
Which one? 2014?
Yes.
I don't even remember why, for real.
Exactly.
Do you remember?
Yes,
why?
I remember why.
Why?
Because you took my phone and you went into the bathroom and you were texting the dude that was saying that
Who house you was in? You came to my house unwanted that day.
What?
You came to
No.
Yes,
we
did.
Literally you picked me up because we left
No, stop.
Because we were gonna go to the movies.
Relax.
Because we were gonna go watch the new whatever
all,
it's called. The new Hunger Games.
First of all, I didn't pick you up because you drove over there. I remember that because followed you out the house that day. And then that's when I came after you. Was like, you know what I'm saying? I came out and you was like, are we done? I was like, yeah, we're done. Then next thing I know, 4 hours later, the police come knocking on my like, hey, what? We have an arrest for Tyreek Hill. You beat it. I'm like, man, what the
No. We had just got done having sex. And you took my phone and you went into the bathroom. We're going this way.
I did take your phone and I go in the bathroom. And then that's when I picked you up and told you can leave, right? And then I put you outside.
No, you questioned me about it. You're like,
but
why is this person...
Did I ever punch you in your face and your lip? No, I did not, bro.
You had your hand around my neck.
No, I did not, bro. No, and that's the sad part that no. Now, I want you to sit on this flight and think about that night. How about that? Since you want to break something up.
Okay, I will. I will sit on this flight and I will think about that. But I honestly want you to think about what that night between me and you getting into an argument about the way you disciplined. Right. And even that CPS lady says that it's you don't do it correctly.
Okay, I will listen. But like I said, though.
No, but you're not listening to me. Think about why a freaking 3-year-old would tell everybody and anybody that you broke his arm. Why would do that?
Then why? I'm the only one that plays with him, maybe. That's why. You don't do with him. I'm the one that get physical with it.
No, I play with a hell of a lot more than you do. You just sit on your game all the damn time.
Right. That's all you need to do.
So don't sit here and tell me I don't play with.
You right. You right, bro. Like I said, I'm sorry for whatever happened. Because obviously this wasn't a match made in heaven right here. You know what I'm saying? We don't need no beef.
No, we don't. But you really, really, really need to think about why says somebody broke his arm, and every single time he says it's you.
Oh no.
And then if I look at him, he'll change his story. Cause
he telling the truth then, bro, and that's sad, bro.
And then you sit here and tell me
program, bro.
No, and then you sit here and tell me that I'm not riding for you.
You're not, bro. You not, bro. You ain't riding for me in 2014. You damn sure ain't riding for me now, bro. And I really fully believe in my heart that you got something to do with your money behind this.
Okay, you can believe that all you want, but...
Damn, bro.
Alright, these are the only bags you're carrying with you. Okay, I'll be asking you a few security questions related to your baggages. Who owns all the bags and the contents?
We both own them.
I own this one. She owns this one.
Who packed it? Who did the packing of the bags?
We both did.
We both did the packing.
Okay. After the packing was done, until now, where have the bags been?
Taxi.
But always with you?
Yes.
Did any other person give you anything to carry to US?
No.
Anything you guys are carrying which is electronic or battery operated?
In this bag, camera.
Anything else? Laptop,
Camera,
iPad?
drone, and laptop.
Okay. Have any of those been out of your possession?
No.
Anything you guys are carrying which is in a powder format?
Powder form?
Yep.
No.
Enjoy it. You this way, please.
They gotta get on your ass to get the whole truth out.
You're not getting on my ass,
Hey,
Tyreek.
yeah, you told me the truth finally, bro. See, I like when you finally tell me the truth, bro.
No, because
Yeah,
if
like
I
a
would have said that
little
the first time, if I would have said that the very first time to you when this whole allegation got brought up,
you supposed to still tell me the truth.
you
though.
would have gone crazy.
You still supposed to tell the truth though, right? That's what somebody's wife's supposed to do.
And I'm telling you the truth. And I'm telling you the truth from the beginning. I didn't do anything with you.
3 times. 3 times, right?
No.
It took
With
me-
calling them. And now somehow this investigation got brought back up and you're about to lose your. So now I really want you to sit and think about it because I rode for you against that detective and the CPS people, and they said time and time again that literally kept saying, "Daddy punches me," which you do when he starts crying. What do? You make him open up his arms and you punch him in the chest. And then if he gets in trouble, you get the belt out and you do.
Okay, so what about you? You what you don't do? So I'm just gonna take it.
No,
as
I
you
told.
don't either? You don't
I
be
told him that he gets whooped. I told him that he gets whooped, but I don't use a belt, which is totally
you
different.
do use a belt, and that's sad. Even my mama said you use a belt.
When have I used a belt? When have you seen me use a belt with? When have I used a belt?
You got it. See, there you go, getting loud. You want everybody to see us in the world.
No, I don't. But I'm asking you.
Thumbs up, Crystal. Thumbs up to you, bro. Sometimes I just wish I would away. I wish I would have never had sex with you. I wish I didn't know that. None of that. I wish we could have kids. Like, my life is supposed to be a whole lot easier right now, bro. 2014 wasn't supposed to happen. None of that. But I put my hand around your neck. But I broke my son's arm. Come on, let's be real, bro. Let's be real.
Yeah, let's be real.
You know how I am with kids, and you know how I am with. I'm very hard, but I would never ever hurt my son in life. Cause look,
he is terrified of you, and you say that he respects you, but it's not. It's not respect.
Me.
It's terrified. He is terrified of you.
You need to be terrified of me too. Dumb bitch. That's why you can't keep the man. He's terrified of you. He's terrified of you. You have the kids. But I go have mine.
You've said that before. That's fine.
That's sad, bro. That really gotta go to those parameters just to like get through to you. Because you always think somebody's terrified of me. No, he's not.
If you ask, he will say he's scared of you.
If he's terrified of me, when we was in that Pearson gym with all those kids, then what, huh? What
He's
about that?
3.
Oh my God! Then there's the excuse is everywhere we go, my son loves on me. Everywhere we go.
And then when we get home, what is it?
And when we get home, it's for real. It's serious time. It's time to lock in because he know I don't play. I want my son to learn respect, something that you did not teach our son, and something that he will get his ass ran over in his work. Because first of all, our son is black. These white folks don't give a about our kids. They don't, and you know that, bro. And that's sad, bro.
Just things could have been handled a lot differently with him than the way that they have been now.
Right.
And these twins.
Right. You got it, bro. I just let you have it. I just let you.
A lot to take in this recording, huh? It's pretty crazy. But this is what I really think about Tyreek Lights Out Hill situation with his fiance and their son. First of all, they're still together after he was, charged with abuse and choking her out back in 2014. Which, mind you, he goes back and refers to that 2014 by saying, "You freaking ruined my life. You lied to me on 2014. You got up there. You said your piece." All right. So he's still with her and she's still with him after this. The guy got charged. The other part is his kid is afraid of him. And over, she says, your son is terrified of him. What did you say to him when he misbehaved, open up your arms and punch you in the chest. And why would a 3-year-old lie about breaking his arm? I have a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old, and even at 6 years old, the kid really doesn't lie when it comes to making stuff up or stories like this if the person gets hurt. Number 2, and at 6 a little more believable, but not at 3, not at 2. If a kid told you that you hurt my arm when you picked him up or something, that probably did happen. But he's saying that it didn't happen at all. So I kind of side there with Crystal and the kid saying that if he says that he broke my arm, honestly, you got to put it with the kid because they don't lie at that age. They don't have that mentality yet. Doesn't matter how disruptional or how bad the home is that you need to refer to that, but I don't think so. So yeah, if Tyreek broke the kid's arm, it's probably most likely it is true. And over again, they referred to each other as Tyreek saying you messed up my life. And she kept saying, well, what do you mean? You choked me. And he kept saying, I never punched you. Where do the marks come from? You got over and over again going back and forth. He's still definitely bent out of shape about him going to jail and getting charged because he screwed up his draft chances, right? That's for sure that you could tell here. And there's a reason why he's still an abuser towards his son, because he's taken out on his son because he cannot longer take it out on his wife. There's one thing you could say about this, right? He didn't admit doing anything. He denied everything. She is not probably any better. I don't think she's a prime piece here. She's definitely an abused woman. But here's my thing. If he is such an abuser, why is Crystal Espinal still with him? There's like 3 or 4 things that I get out of this recording, right? Number 1, I still think Tyreek Hill is a pussy who beats on women and defenseless children because he's too scared to step up to a man that's going to have the same opportunity and defend himself, regardless of how good of an athlete and what great shape the guy is. There's a reason why Tyreek Hill is the fastest receiver in the NFL, because he runs away from men so he doesn't get his ass kicked. Crystal Espinal, to me, is a hood rat who should not be, neither him or Tyreek Hill should be parenting a child. Because if you are a mother, your number 1 priority before love for the man is the security and the safety of your child. And if this cat, Tyreek Hill, choked this woman, Crystal Espinal, in college, number 1, what is she doing sticking around after that and after his kid's getting abused by his son or he broke his arm? Simple. She is waiting for the paycheck. He got drafted. He got paid. He's about on the verge of signing a huge contract, which this is probably going to affect him because most likely the NFL is probably going to suspend him for 4 or 6 games. They're going to Kareem Hunt his ass. Maybe not as bad. So she's just sticking around for the money and not thinking about her son's safety. So honestly, dude, the dude's a douchebag and she's no better by not thinking of the safety of his son. I think it goes both ways here. I'm not at any moment here, don't get this twisted. Do not misunderstand what I'm saying. I am not condoning what Tyreek Hill did. I am not defending Tyreek Hill, but I think the chick is also out of whack. She should not be around with him or should be, parenting this kid. The 3-year-old son is better off in his life right now until things get straightened out without being in the life of Tyreek Hill and Crystal Espinal, for the kid's sake. Those two should not be parenting this kid. They're not parenting the way they should. Number 1 priority of kids in a home is their safety and their well-being. And right now, that kid doesn't have neither of them for neither of the parents. It's time for Tyreek Hill to get his medicine, and he will, and for the Department of Family and Children to get involved and give some assistance here, because I think this kid needs to be pulled away from his parents. It's not good for him. At this point, fuck Tyreek Hill, fuck Crystal Espinal. Is number 1 priority is the young 3-year-old. Your boy just said it. Moving on to the NBA, man, and what's up with that, baby? The last bomb was dropped. We still got a little bit of a small grenade left around in the league, but the last bomb was dropped in free agency as Chris Paul gets traded from Houston to Oklahoma City for Russell Westbrook. Of course, the Rockets gave up to protect the first-round pick, 2024, 2026, and 2 pick swaps for 2021 and 2025 to the Thunder. What the hell happened? I honestly thought Miami, the Godfather, Pat Riley, had this in control, that he was Miami bound. Well, I guess Miami did not want to shell out Tyler Hero or Bam Adebayo. It looks like they do not have enough picks, I guess, to also provide the requirements for this trade. For sure, what OKC wanted is draft picks. Now, no, CP3, Chris Paul has one less year than Russell Westbrook's contract. So you traded one bad contract for another in the sense of like Chris Paul is 34 years old. You're locked into that. Russell Westbrook's only 30. What does this mean for the Rockets? For the Rockets, of course, it's supposedly this is going to make them a better team to extend their championship window with Harden, who also is turning 30. And they think that Russell Westbrook is going to take them over the hump and will play well along Harden. I could honestly say Paul is 34, had some injuries. We know that him and Harden were not seen eye to eye, which was news to me this year. Russell Westbrook is probably the next alternative. Pretty crazy. But the problem that I see for Houston here, yes, to me they did get better. I think if Chris Paul was a little younger and less of an injury liability, I think they might have worked out. But at least with Chris Paul in Houston, you have somebody that plays off the ball, can actually hit the outside shot from penetration by Harden. Again, the problem I see for Houston now with Russell Westbrook and James Harden playing the same backcourt is they both need the ball in their hands. So it's the same problem kind of like they had before. The only difference is that Russell Westbrook is not a great outside shooter when he's wide open or kind of create his own shot off the ball. So you got two ball dominant point guards and two guard here that their usage rate in the league at dribbling the ball in order to score is huge. And they're now in the same backcourt. I think they're 1 and 2 or in the top 5. Unreal. I think you have to pull the trigger to get this trade because he's 30 years old and Chris Paul is 34 and there was some unhappiness and some mistrust in the building up in here with James Harden. He didn't want this cat around anymore playing with him. It was publicly said. And Chris Paul wasn't very happy either. Yes, he makes a better team. No, it doesn't make him a contender. There's going to be a lot of problems sharing that ball in that backcourt. Russell is not a consistent outside shooter, and he also needs a ball in his hand to generate. Plus, though, better rebounder. It's going to help on the defensive side and the assist. He will draw the defense in. He will kick out a lot better than Chris Paul because he's younger and he's in better athletic shape and he's quicker. Hasn't lost a step yet. He's lost some skill, not a step yet. And of course, Russell Westbrook plays hard, injured, and is going to give you 100% every time he hits the floor. I think that's the benefit of this trade. It doesn't make them any better because they're going to have a problem in the playoffs, kind of like sharing the ball and getting in sync to beat teams like Golden State, which Golden State is still very dangerous with reduction of staff and how they reduce talent. Now, for Chris Paul, what does his future look like? He's definitely got to get moved from OKC. We know for a fact OKC is now planning to keep him. They want to move this contract as soon as possible. This is just temporary. Miami still has a shot to acquire another point guard from Oklahoma City, since they could not pull in Russell Westbrook. They're saying that Miami's favorite to get CP, and I think it's going to be probably an easier deal for Miami to put up because for sure they don't want to give up Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo. They don't want to give up guys like I think Justice Winslow might be safe in this trade also. I think what's going to go away is going to be probably the Goran contract and the James Johnson contract, even Dion Waiters. Those are the 3 contracts they want to get rid of. And those are the contracts they have issues with. They're bad contracts and they want to get rid of them. And I think they're expiring. James Johnson and what's his name had one more year in it, and Goran, this is last year. So I think that's going to happen. In that combination, those are the guys that probably Miami are going to give up and most likely OKC is going to take. It's not going to be any draft pick because Miami doesn't have any draft picks. And CP3 may fit Miami. He'll probably play better in that system with that culture and Spo as your head coach and Pat Riley in the front office alongside Jimmy Butler. So stay tuned because there's still a little bit of a grenade left when Chris Paul is going to be moving. That's going to be probably the last splash of free agency. And it has been a minute. Your boy hasn't done an Fuego Headlines segment in probably over a year. If you all know, Fuego Headlines, our headlines are on fire by the view of your boy E-Man, an average Joe, for the average Joe. So without further ado, baby, let's get going with some Fuego Headlines.
Average Joe Sports Talk and Fuego Headlines.
So kicking off in Fuego Headlines, baby, we got to start this out with some soccer. Yeah, your boy's going international right now. I just found this interesting. I don't know jack about soccer. I don't follow the FC League or the whatever, Atletico, whatever that is. But FC Barcelona, which is, like the Yankees of the European League, will sign some dude named Antoine Griezmann. After paying for his release clause on Friday, his contract includes a $900 million buyout clause. What the hell, man? Again, Barcelona is going to pay $131 million to pry Griezmann dude from his rival team right now, which is in a different club, and will sign a 5-year contract with Barcelona. That's where Lionel Messi plays. And they're going to give him a deal that runs to 2024. But the team is going to have a $900 million buyout clause, which it's unheard of on this guy's contract. Dude, I don't know anything about soccer, but that's a lot of freaking cheddar, bro. $900 million. This guy has to be like the next big thing. He has to be better than Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Neymar, Messi. I don't know. And like I said, I don't know much about soccer, but when I see in the headline, $900 million buyout clause, yo, that is some unreal stuff. Where do these people get all the money? I mean, I hear that these clubs are all worth in the billions. Like they're worth more than the Yankees and the Dallas Cowboys and the Boston Red Sox. I mean, Europe soccer is like air. That's all they breathe. And you could tell by this guy is going to be worth around $900 million. That's insane. That's insane. Next headline. The NBA approves the use of coaches' challenge for the 19 and 20 season. So right now, this is used during Summer League. The coaches do have a challenge, and also in the G League. So the Board of Governors, instead of the Board of Owners, because, we have to be politically correct, has allowed the use of the same G League that they've been doing for the past 2 seasons in the Summer League, the use of a challenge per game. So it's going to be like a trial basis. And pretty much the way this entails off is each coach gets one challenge per game. Can be utilized to question a call of different scenarios, right? Including personal foul, out of bounds play, goaltending, basket interference. So it could be used at any point during the game. However, in the final 2 minutes of the fourth quarter and overtime, any out of bounds, goaltending, or basket interference calls will be automatically triggered for review and are not challengeable. So in order for you to challenge a play, period, I don't want to go too much into this, the team must have a timeout or call a timeout after a play. And then the coach must, twirl his fingers or, clap his finger, how is that going to work? Because there's no flags that they're going to throw in there. So it's going to be a trial basis for this season to be able to have one challenge for any of those scenarios that I mentioned, out of bounds, goaltending, and all that good stuff. What do I think about this? I think it's slowing down the game a little bit, but it may help some of the quality of some plays that kind of do decide a game. And then all of a sudden, after they review it, they'll be like, yeah, we messed up. That's going to be, so I think it's going to give a little bit of more of an accuracy on regards for the bail out a little bit of these referees, which is a tough job. But I'm cool with that. I'm down with this rule. Let them apply it. It's good to do it for 1 year. Try it out. If it doesn't work, peace. Go back to the old school shit that's been working for many, many years. And closing this off, and Fuego and probably the show, the California Angels, the Anaheim Angels, throw a no-hitter in the night that they actually honor Tyler Skaggs, the pitcher who passed away a couple of weeks ago. It was unbelievable. It was truly magical. I mean, I'm speechless. They actually scored 7 runs in the first inning this past Friday night, finished with 13 runs overall. Mike Trout hit a bomb. This guy's birthday, Tyler Skaggs' birthday, is on the 13th day of the 7th month. So July 13th, this guy was his birthday, and they scored 7 runs in the first inning and 13 runs overall. I mean, it's just unbelievable. It's truly something that you cannot make up or write a script about. But the biggest part was the fact that the team delivered a combined no-hitter by pitchers Taylor Cole and Felix Pena over the Seattle Mariners. Wow. It's just unreal. I'm talking about it right now. I get goosebumps because it's unbelievable. I mean, and the Angels have been there before when Nick Earhart, another pitcher who died, Jared Weaver went ahead and pitched a 2 shutout inning, pitched a shutout game back in the day in 2012. It was crazy. But this makes you bring back to the days of Jose Fernandez 3 years ago in Miami when he died in that boat accident. And 3 days later, when this team finally takes the field for the first time, D. Gordon hits his shot, man, in his first at bat. And he couldn't even get around the bases because he was so emotional and crying because these guys were all boys. What I'm trying to say here, man, is sad that a young pitcher in Tyler Skaggs passed away. And right now they're still determining what were the cause. They don't know yet. He just woke up dead in his hotel room. And for the team to honor him like this, everything come together, win 13-0, score 7 runs in the first inning, 13th overall. Birthday's in July 13th. Crazy. And then pitched a no-hitter on top of that, regardless whether it was combined or not. This is a team that was moved, that were on another level, that were elevated to honor one of their fallen brothers, man. And that's crazy. Just like Jose Fernandez 3 years ago for the Marlins, the team that one game, it was insane. Me thinking about it, it gives me goosebumps. Baseball is one of those special games, man. Baseball has lost a lot of steam in the last 20 years. Has fallen behind football and basketball. I believe the speed of baseball is not benefiting them because it's still a slow game. And this new age and nobody else kind of likes speed right now. They like the game to be fast. That's why basketball is so international and so is football now. But baseball has one thing over these two teams. The storylines. There's nothing bigger than a home run to win the game in the playoffs. Derek Jeter in November. Teams coming together after 9/11 when the Mets and the Yankees. D. Gordon honoring Jose Fernandez, hitting a shot in the first at bat, and they won that game, and the crying and everything else. This, a no-hitter by both of their team, the first game back. Baseball has that magic that makes it very movie-like. The storylines that happen in this game, like this one, are for real. It's like you're watching The Natural in real life. The baseball movie The Natural with Robert Redford in real life, when story times like this happen in baseball over and over again. It may not be America's pastime anymore, but moments like what the Angels were able to do to honor their fallen brother, Tyler Skaggs, and a combined no-hitter, all those runs, and even Mike Trout, the best player in baseball who loved the dude, hits a home run. It's just a script you can't write, man. It just happens. That's the magic of baseball. The summertime classic, America's old pastime. Yo, that's it, man. Had a lot today, man. We had a lot going on, man. Especially we had that full audio. Check it out. All my new listeners, yo, thanks for jumping on this ride. Click below. There's all the platforms you can listen and subscribe for my podcast. Podbeam, iTunes, Spotify, Google Plus, even YouTube, because they also come out on YouTube. And follow that subscribe button, man. Follow me on Twitter. Holler at me. To all my loyal listeners, I appreciate you all. Thank you very much for listening. This is your boy coming back one more week. Signing off. Peace.
Look at that. Shoot 'em off.